In order to compile your data, use Excel sheets because it is much simpler and easier to calculate certain things compared to doing it manually. You will need to calculate the number of videos recorded, the average size of videos recorded in megabytes, along with average time recorded, and it must be formulated in hours, minutes, and seconds. And in order for you to do that on a separate sheet, draw up a table like this one and also format the cells accordingly so that Excel can calculate it for you. And once you're done with that, you also have to calculate the number of button presses. This needs to be done for all months of the year. And again, you have to do the very same thing for videos that are longer than 20 seconds to remove test and mistake videos. You will need to format just 2 cells on this table, and formatting them will help you calculate average time. So the first column that you need to format is the column that has seconds as the heading. So highlight all the cells which you need to format, including the row that says totals. Right click on your mouse and scroll down to format cells. Then click on numbers. Then OK. Then go to the column that has time as the heading. Do the very same thing as you did as the previous column. Then right click, scroll down to format cells, and then choose custom. And make sure that the type there, which the cell will be formatted to, is hours, minutes, and seconds. Then click OK. Then this will make sure that whatever that you type in will be formatted into time. Once you have formatted your cells accordingly, insert the correct external. For instance, if you're going to compile data for OBS 1, make sure that you have inserted the OBS 1 external. Then to get started, I want to fill in information in regards to January 2018. So I will have to locate that file that speaks to January 2018's videos. Then to write down the number of videos recorded, select all the videos for January, and then right click, then scroll down to properties. Then it's written there 53 files, so I have to write in the 53. And then to get the button presses, you'll just have to times 53 times 2. Then it will give you 106. Then go back to your properties information. Then to calculate the average size of videos recorded in megabytes, you can see here that it's given to you in gigabytes. So there's 1.55 gigabytes. So I have to say equal to 1.55 gigabytes, times it by 1000 to get it to megabytes, then divided by 53 to get the average. Then it will give you 29.25 megabytes. Now to calculate your average time recorded and have it in hours, minutes, and seconds, we will use the calculation sheet, which has the cells formatted. Locate the information from the properties of that specific folder for January 2018, and as you can see here, it says that the length of all videos combined is 58 minutes and 8 seconds. So punch in that information. Then to convert it to seconds, you have to times that time by 86,400, because there are 86,400 seconds in 24 hours. Now to get the average seconds, just divide that by 53, then it will give you 65.811 and so forth seconds. Then to convert that back into time, just click equal to, then that cell, Then just copy this to the cell here. There you go. As I have said earlier on, you need to do the very same thing for information that includes videos that are shorter than 20 seconds. Now to do that, I simply just copy down this table down here and do the very same thing in my calculation sheet. Don't worry, if you copy down the information down here, the cells or the format of the cells will automatically also be copied down. Now to get my data, I'm still working with January 2018, so I just have to sort my videos according to length. As you can see, the smallest or the shortest here is 4 seconds. Then scroll down to the last one, which has less than 20 seconds of length, or which is less than 20 seconds of length. Then move it to the folder. Now once that is done, repeat the same process in order to get number of videos recorded. Then to get my average size of videos recorded, (46.45 megabytes), and I will do the very same thing to calculate my average time recorded. Then just copy this down to here. Now let us assume that you have more than one button studio. For instance, here in my example, I have an extra studio, so I named it OBS 2. You will have to compute the very same table as you did for OBS 2, then fill in the data as per external. So the very same way you got the data for January and February in OBS 1 from OBS 1's external, you'll have to do the very same thing for OBS 2, then fill in the data along with data for videos longer than 20 seconds. One thing I advise you to do is to compute a sum for the totals. And by doing that, just type there equal to sum, then open bracket, then highlight the columns cells from January to December, so that as you go by entering data in each row for each month, it automatically updates your totals. For instance, let's assume that in March I recorded 300 videos, so it will automatically update my totals to 912. Then once you have done that, just copy down the formula onto the rest of the rows, for instance, by just dragging it along the whole table, then it will automatically do it for you. But then, however, if it gives you problems here, like it did here for average time recorded, just redo the whole thing. Then it will automatically update it for me. Then do the very same thing for OBS 2. There. Now, because you've done that for OBS 1 and OBS 2, you have to get a combination thereof to get an overall view of how the videos were recorded. And by doing that, just compute the sum of that and that, close bracket, it will give you 83, then just drag it along. Like you can see that average time here is giving me a problem. That's not a problem, just redo it manually. There you go. Then copy this down. For each month, it will do it for me. But again, not forgetting the totals. There you go. And once you've done that, repeat the very same process for the data for videos that are longer than 20 seconds, which have removed test and mistake videos. Then once you've done that, you've compiled data for the usage of OBS.